booked your family's Disney trip but have no idea how to craft your days and itinerary for while you're there, then you're gonna wanna stick around because I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. Hey guys, my name is Ashley and I'm all about sharing tips, tricks, and hacks to taking a toddler to Disney, traveling with a baby, as well as all of our Disney vlog adventures along the way. So if that is content that you think you would be interested in, you'll wanna go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below, as well as if you learn anything while you're watching this video, click the thumbs up button. It really does help to support the channel. And so with no further ado, let's jump in to all things planning. One of the biggest questions I get about Disney all the time is how do you plan your days? What parks do you go to? What days? And how do you craft your itinerary? So let me show you exactly how. The first thing we do is decide how many days we want to go to the parks, how many parks we want to go to, how many times we want to maybe visit a park a couple of different times. And so that will greatly vary for you and your family based on your budget, your schedule, your time that you're gonna be there. So sometimes we will grab a reservation and say it's gonna be 6 nights, 7 days, but we only wanna go to the park for 2 days and we're gonna have some more like relaxing time. We wanna enjoy the resort. It may look more like that. And then there's some trips you have your 6 nights, 7 days and you have tickets all 7 days and you are go, go, go. And so it just looks different for what you are wanting to do. Then once you decide that, you are off to picking your parks. So this looks different for everybody. For our family right now, our absolute hands down favorite with having 2 toddlers is Magic Kingdom. They can get on the absolute most attractions here. They have the most attractions with low height requirements to no height requirements. If you're traveling with a baby, this is going to be one of your best bets because parents, babies, everybody can get on so many attractions here. It is the best family park, hands down. We love all the other parks, but as far as attractions, if you're going for that reason, then Magic Kingdom is going to be your best bet. We also, my toddler is a Toy Story fanatic, and so we like to go to Toy Story Land a lot, which is over at Hollywood Studios. My husband and I, we do enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy. It's our new like favorite coaster there, and so we enjoy going to Epcot. Animal Kingdom is amazing too. So just depends on the trip and what kind of mood we're in, what kind of parks we want to go to. So obviously that will look different for you and your family, but just pick whatever is most important. And that's what all of this is going to boil down to, is what makes a magical Disney trip for you and your family, because what makes one for mine might be completely different for you and your little ones or your older kids. Whatever that is, be sure to pick what is best for you, because we can give suggestions as a Disney YouTuber, as people who blog, people that have subscriptions and mailing lists and guides and courses and all the things. Like, we can tell you these are the best picks, but that's obviously based on our family or based on the majority, and you might not be the majority. Your family may love something completely different. So let's keep moving to the rest of the video. The next thing that we do after we've decided how many parks, what parks we're even going to, we look at the list of attractions and things there. If you are an avid Disney goer and you've been there before having kids, then you kind of know what to expect at each park. You know what maybe movies, shows, things that your little one is into, what books they like to read, and the characters that are in those. So you can kind of maybe make some suggestions and selections for your family based on that, if they're not old enough to make selections for themselves. Or if this is your family's very first trip, then you may want to kind of go over to mydisneyexperience.com or pull up the app on your phone if you haven't already downloaded it. PSA, you're gonna want to download the app, especially before you get there. But once you download the app, go on the website, whatever, look at the attractions list for each of the parks, kind of get an idea of what the themes are, what the characters are featured in the attraction that you're going to. And so that way you can have your child's favorite attractions at each of the parks. We will write down a couple of different attractions that we all want to ride at each of the parks. And so that gives you a great jumping off point of what you really want to hit first, what your top priorities are, and then you can move on from there to any other attractions once you finish those. The next big question is, what dining do you want to do? If you are familiar with Disney, then I'm sure you have your running list in your head of all the dining restaurants and things that you want to go back to and you can't wait to take your little one to. But if you're new, you may want to get some ideas from blog posts. I have some recommendations here on my channel. I can link my Disney dining videos in the description box below for you to check out. There's all kinds of blogs and Instagram accounts and all kinds of things, other videos even here on YouTube, all talking about Disney dining. So you can get some really good recommendations there. And the best thing to do is is my biggest recommendation is peruse the menus. It doesn't matter if I say a restaurant is amazing if you hate the food. I have so many people that tell me I need to go to Boathouse, but for me, I don't like seafood. My family doesn't like seafood. So for us, that's not a good recommendation. I would much rather go somewhere else with a cuisine that my family would actually enjoy. So take that into account when you are getting recommendations. If the cuisine isn't something that your family would eat or pick, then skip on by. Don't make the dining reservation. Don't say that you're gonna go to that quick service. Just keep walking, find something that your family will enjoy. Today's Pixie Dusted content is actually sponsored by the company BetterHelp. Now, while I do absolutely love to keep it positive and encouraging and pixie dusted and all things magical and Disney around here, sometimes days just aren't magical. They're not always happy. Sometimes you feel depressed, you feel anxious, you feel overwhelmed. I know as a mom, it is very, very easy to get that way. And while sometimes there are little things you can do to give yourself a little mood boost, sometimes you need a counselor, you need to talk to someone who is skilled and trained in being able to help you move through and sort through those feelings. As a toddler mom, we talk about big feelings all the time with my toddler, but sometimes we moms have big feelings too, and we need to get them out. We need to talk to someone. So that is where BetterHelp is here to help you. There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. Just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with a therapist in as little as 48 hours. Then you can schedule secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages and everything you share is completely confidential. And over 3 million people have taken charge of their mental health with an experience with a BetterHelp therapist. I wanted to definitely partner and collaborate with them today. That way I can help build awareness for those of you that are suffering with mental health issues, because that is all we want, is for everyone to be their happiest, best selves. But you can go to betterhelp.com/pixiedusted to get 10% off your first month of therapy, and that is BetterHelp, betterhelp.com/pixiedusted. BetterHelp is definitely there to help you and assist you through anything that you might be dealing with, and so lots of options, and I will again link their website in the description box below for you to check out. Thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. I really do appreciate it. And now back to our regularly scheduled Pixie Dusted content. Once I've decided how many days we're going to the parks, what our budget can afford as far as tickets and all of that, then I will pull out my handy dandy little Disney wish list. And this is actually a printable that I will have linked in the description box for you guys to check out if it's something that really sparks your interest and something that you think you could use as well. But I'm going to jump into filling this out, picking out what days we're going to what parks, what dining we want to start looking for, and all the good stuff like that, because that's where the real fun starts. So we're just going to go in here at the top, and you can fill in the dates of your trip and add those all across the top there. And then as we head into the hours section, what I like to do for this part is to pull up touringplans.com. You can also use Undercover Tourist for this and their crowd calendar, but personally, I find that I can find the most amount of information on touring plans. They have a free version, they have a paid version, but this is my favorite, and this is just simply using the free version right here. If you want to upgrade, you can. I will have a link to all of that in the description box below, but jumping into this, let me show you on the computer. Once you have pulled up the website, you can scroll down to where you can click on the crowd calendar, and then once that pulls up over here on the left side, you can do jump to date and then be able to select whatever date you are going to be starting your trip and let it jump straight to that date, and it will pull up all 4 of the theme parks as well as their hours. It will tell you what time early entry starts for that park, what time they close, the Festival of Fantasy parade like at Magic Kingdom. It'll tell you fireworks times, parade times, and it will also let you know any of the additional like extra evening hours. It will also tell you if there's going to be any parties that evening, so you can know that you will need to exit the park a little early if you aren't staying for that specific party and you haven't paid for the additional ticket that goes along with it. If you are staying for the event, it will show you the parade schedules, when the fireworks are, if it's got 2 showings of the parade, it gives you all of that information, which is really nice. If you are going to Epcot, it will tell you what festival is going on if you're going during a festival, which, let's be honest, most of the time there's a festival at Epcot. There's like 5 days out of the year that there's not a festival, so you're most likely going during a festival. But you can see all of that. And then here under all of the little park names, you can see that there is a crowd level and it says subscribers only. So if you do decide to upgrade to a subscription from Touring Plans, then you can see the crowd levels. But personally, you have to take that with a grain of salt. It isn't always accurate, and so it's like the weather. It's a prediction. It's not a guarantee of how the crowds are going to be that day. They can be very close. I love Touring Plans and have used them for literally years. I like years and years. I've had their subscription, and so I love it. I've had their subscription for years and years. But when it comes to making your plans solely based on that prediction, I wouldn't stress as much about that, and whatever days fit best for you, then make the pick and go that way. Because our trip is in the fall, they will be having Halloween parties at Magic Kingdom. And so for my family, we're not doing the Halloween party, but we do want to see fireworks. And so we are not gonna go on a day that has the Halloween party. Now that can be a much lighter day because a lot of people, they wanna see the fireworks, they don't go. So that might be a good option for your family if you're not interested in fireworks. We are, so I want to make sure to schedule our Magic Kingdom days on the days that they don't have Halloween parties. So I'm gonna pick those days first and then start filling in all of our other days with the dates that don't have a Halloween party. So for us, I'm just going to go in here and put down the dates on my little wish list that have a Halloween party. And I'm also going to, while I'm doing this, on the Wednesday that we are there, they will be having extended evening hours at Magic Kingdom. So I want to notate that as well because we would like to take advantage of the extended evening hours. So now that I know what days they are going to be having Halloween parties, I can go ahead and pick my Magic Kingdom days from there. Now I know this day is one that they will have extended evening hours at Magic Kingdom. So I know for sure I will want to select that day as a Magic Kingdom day. I think on this trip we are actually going to do 3 Magic Kingdom days, believe it or not. So let's see, I am going to select our other 2 Magic Kingdom days as this day number 3. And we're gonna start it out with day number 1 at Magic Kingdom, because I feel like that is the perfect way to start a Disney trip. And then on this trip as well, we want to do 2 days at Epcot. So I'm going to pick these 2 days as our Epcot. So we're gonna kind of bounce Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Magic Kingdom. We're gonna kind of bounce around there. And then our last 2 days, I'm going to do Animal Kingdom, and then we're gonna end it on Hollywood Studios with something a bit different. And since this French Bowl is actually something that I take with me on vacation, I'm gonna go ahead and fill out the hours for all of the parks for each day. And that way I can have it, we will either lay it in our resort hotel room, or on this particular trip we're sharing a 2-bedroom villa with some extended family, and so I can put this in the kitchen and they can be able to look at the schedule, know what kind of the itinerary is, where we're eating the next day, what park we're going to, when it opens, and all of that kind of stuff. And that way everyone can know, and I'm not having to answer what time the park opens and what park we're going to and all of that. It helps to simplify a few of the questions that are asked. And so if you are the trip coordinator, which I'm assuming you are if you're watching this video, this can be a huge help so that it can kind of mitigate a few of those questions that you get asked. And now that I have all of the hours filled in, what parks we're going to, I'm gonna move on down the page just a bit to the section where it's all about dining. And I'm going to write in mainly our table service restaurants right now. You can peruse menus and write down other quick service locations and some ideas for that later on if you want. But the main one you want to do, especially before your 60-day window, so this can be your basically action plan when you get onto the My Disney Experience website or onto the app to book your dining at the 60-day mark. What I will even do with the restaurants that we are wanting to dine at, I will literally rank them in order of our priority. Like, so say you really want a character breakfast at whatever restaurant, insert restaurant name here. Whatever one that is for you guys, or if it's Dinner in the Castle or Beauty and the Beast, Be Our Guest, like whatever your thing is, I will literally prioritize them of 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will write those numbers beside of them. That way, when I log in on my 60-day window, I know what to go to first and book that first, and then so on and so forth. That way I can make sure that I am going number one after my highest priority and I get that. And that way the others, if I don't get them, that's the one that I really, really wanted, and that's my wish list. Now I can get into a lot of other dining tips, and I actually have a video on Disney dining and how to book it and all of my tips and tricks. So I will actually have that linked in the description box as well for you to check out. But yeah, having a little plan of action of knowing which restaurants you're wanting to get will definitely help you when your 60-day window rolls around. So for us, on that first evening that we arrive there and we're doing Magic Kingdom, we would really like to have dinner at Crystal Palace. We enjoy that restaurant. It's fun. We've not been there in quite a while, and some of my family has never eaten there, so I think that would be fun. And maybe even do it around fireworks time, that way we're still dining when the fireworks start. I think that could be a really cool experience. We are coming back to Magic Kingdom obviously another day, so I'm thinking that could be a fun one. It's a little bit of a late dinner, so hopefully the kids can nap and we can have a nice little dinner and fireworks, but I think that's gonna be the plan for now. And then our Epcot day, we would really like to try Garden Grill, which is the I believe one and only character dining that they have at Epcot right now that is available. I know they've had others in the past, they've had princess dining, things like that, but I believe right now that Garden Grill is the only one with characters, so I definitely would like to do that. My daughter loves Chip and Dale right now too, so I think that would be really cute. And then next day we are going back to Magic Kingdom, and my family, the rest of my family, is really wanting to try Skipper Canteen because they've had some friends tell them it was amazing. We had it on our last trip and it was amazing. So that is my request there. And then when it comes to picking your dining times of like whether you want it to be a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, obviously you are limited to, if you're wanting characters, when the characters will be there. Sometimes they're only there for lunch or only there for breakfast, maybe only dinner. And so you have to look at the website and it will tell you when the characters will be there, so you can kind of check that information out and know when to, like what window you need to book in to be able to experience that, or depending on your time of day, your child's nap schedule. For us personally, we like to do usually either lunch that's a bit of an early lunch around 11:30, or we will do dinner, and we usually schedule it between 5 and 6 because we are midday, go back to the resort people, which I never thought I would be that person. I was a rope drop to fireworks and then stay until they kicked me out person before, kids. So if you are that kind of person, I feel you. This is an adjustment. I am a stay in the park all day long kind of girl, and so my kids have made me slow down a bit, but honestly I really enjoy this too. It's a different kind of magical, but I digress with giving you my life story about Disney trips. That is what really works for us. We can do an early lunch, and then right after lunch we can head back to the resort to do our midday nap and break. We usually head out of the park between 12 and 1, and so that way we can be like back at the resort. We miss kind of the hottest part of the day. We can maybe do some pool time, nap time, whatever it is that our girls are needing that particular day, and then we can head back to the parks, get everyone a full belly and ready to conquer the rest of the park for the evening. On this next day we are doing Epcot again, but because we don't really have any other restaurants that we would like to eat at, and there is a festival going on, we want to kind of sample some of the different foods. I think our meals are going to kind of be just festivals, maybe quick service, and so we enjoy a lot of the quick services there at Epcot, so that's what we're going to do that day. And then on our next Magic Kingdom day, we absolutely love going over and having breakfast brunch at Grand Floridian Cafe. So since it will be there nearby to Magic Kingdom, that's the thing that we're going to do that day. We'll probably do that at lunchtime. I'm thinking we will do the morning there, do some attractions, things that we want to do, anything that we have not knocked off of our list there, since this will be our last Magic Kingdom day. Knock out anything that is remaining on our list that we really wanted to do. Watch Festival of Fantasy there in the square, town square, right as you enter the park. That way we're really close, and then we can duck over and take the boat to Grand Floridian, or the walking path, whichever we decide to do at the time, and be able to have lunch there at Grand Floridian Cafe, and then head back to the resort for naps and rest and some pool time before whatever evening fun we decide to get into. And the next day is going to be our Animal Kingdom day, and so for that park I think we are just going to stick with quick services. We won't be spending all day at that park, we usually finish it kind of early. And so I'm thinking we will be doing some Disney Springs that evening. And while we're at Disney Springs, my family is really wanting to eat at STK. So I think that is what we are going to do for dinner that night. And then our next day and last park day is going to be at Hollywood Studios. And so we would really enjoy trying Mama Melrose. We have not ate there in years and years and years and would love to try it again. So I'm thinking we will probably do that as a lunch. So we'll do that kind of pre-nap lunchtime, and then we will be ready to head out with full bellies, ready to go take a nice little nap back at the resort. And then the next category on our wish list is our must-dos. So these typically are attractions for our family. Since there are 4 of us, I have 4 different spaces here, and so we pick one for my husband, I pick one, my toddler picks one, and then my baby, who's now a toddler, I can't believe she's 13 months, well, we usually pick one for her based on something that she likes. So when it comes to picking an attraction for your baby or your younger toddler that isn't quite capable of saying, I want to go ride Winnie the Pooh, you know, like what characters like light them up and excite them the most. And so you can kind of make that selection. Or like when my girls were little babies, then I would be like, okay, I want to ride an iconic attraction with them. I want to take them on Dumbo, and that's the thing that I really want to experience with them. That's not maybe my priority, but it's the one that I really want them to enjoy. I think they would enjoy it, whatever the case is. And so that can be even how you select one for them. Now, when it comes to my toddler, she will be 3 on this trip, and she is very capable of telling me which attraction she wants to go on. Most of the time at Magic Kingdom, it is teacups, and then at Hollywood Studios, it is Aliens Whirling Saucers. Those are her favorites right now until we can experience more, but that is typically what we do. So I'm gonna start kind of jotting down some of our favorites at each of the parks, and you can kind of watch and see how I fill this portion out. So over at Magic Kingdom, since this is our first day, we absolutely love Winnie the Pooh. So that is a family favorite, and we're gonna put that one up there. That's usually my husband's pick, believe it or not. And then let's see, my toddler will want to ride teacups, so we will go ahead and put teacups on there. Let's see, since we are going with extended family, this won't just be a list of just the 4 things that each one of my family wants to do, but my dad absolutely loves Dumbo and loves taking the girls on it, and so we will definitely be doing Dumbo. It's a great way to kick off the trip. And then hopping over to Epcot, our top favorite ride here is Remy's. That is our family favorite, and so the one that all of us can ride, so we really, really enjoy that. And then for my husband and I, we absolutely love Guardians of the Galaxy. It is the coolest, most amazing coaster. And I am not a coaster person like at all, but this thing is on a whole nother level. If you've not tried it, please try it. I'm the kind of person that's pretty easy with motion sickness, and so if I can ride it, you can probably ride it too. It is just, it's so smooth. Like, I can't even explain and put into words this coaster. So do yourself a favor and try it at least once. And jumping back over here to Magic Kingdom, this day we are going to prioritize Space Mountain. That is one of my brother's favorite rides, so he wanted to be sure to do Space Mountain. And let's see what else. And we're also going to want to do Buzz Lightyear this day. That is another one of our favorite attractions over there. And then we're gonna keep moving to Epcot. And so we're gonna go back to Epcot. And for this one, we will probably want to ride Remy's again because it's our favorite, so we really like doing that one a lot. And then we'll also probably want to do Nemo that day. And then here on our last Magic Kingdom day, I think I'm going to just leave that blank. That way we can kind of make the decision day of. Anything that we don't do, I can kind of write those in on that day, and we can know, okay, we want to double back and do this again. Everyone really liked it, or we didn't get to do this, we just ran out of time, so we want to do that. So since we will be traveling with a party of 8, that's a lot more people that want to have an opinion and say on what we want to ride. And some of my family hasn't been to Disney in years, and so they have lots of priorities and things they would want to do. So I'm gonna leave that one blank for all of our like catch-all day. And then the next day on our list is our Animal Kingdom day, and so we did Navi River Journey on our last one, so we would really like to try Flight of Passage. because we haven't done that before. Believe it or not, I know. How can we be Disney fans and go a lot and we've not done Flight of Passage? It's just not worked out. But we want to do that, and then I believe we want to do the Boneyard. My girls absolutely love that. We could go to Animal Kingdom and literally just play in the Boneyard all day and they would be happy. So that's what we're gonna do there. And then we're gonna pop over on our very last day, and that is our Hollywood Studios day. So I'm going to be putting Slinky Dog at the top. And you guys, I think my toddler, Lucy, which is my oldest, for those of you that have been around the channel for a bit, you know who Lucy is. But I think she's gonna be big enough for Slinky Dog, you guys. And I am so excited because that little girl, every time we walk through Toy Story Land, she wants to ride Slinky Dog like that. She is like dreaming of riding Slinky Dog. So fingers crossed she is, because that's going to be our priority for that day if she can. And then our other priority for Hollywood Studios is going to be Mickey and Minnie's. And so I will write that down on here. And so that is that. And then I can fill in a couple of others based on extended families, preferences, what their like must top pick is for there. And so that's what we're gonna do. And then the last category here is going to be pictures. So this can be either meeting a character and getting your picture made with them, or it can be getting your picture made in front of the icon for the park. So the Epcot ball or the castle or the Tree of Life, whatever that is for you. Any like secret little spots, maybe you saw some on Instagram and you're like, oh my goodness, I would love to recreate those photos myself, or that's such a beautiful spot to take pictures. And so whatever that is for you, go through and kind of write those down. That way you know your priorities. Another thing you can do with this list is even take a picture of it if you want to keep it on your phone, and that way you can kind of glance at it throughout the day, fold it up. You can take this with you, just pop it in to your diaper bag or backpack, whatever you have, and then you can pull it out and be like, okay, what was the thing I wanted to do? This is my top priority, whatever that is, however that looks for you. So I'm gonna run through and put in just a few of ours and let you watch that really quickly, and then we will be finished up with our little itinerary and we'll go over it just for a second. And that's gonna do it for our little Disney wish list itinerary. And so I've got a rough draft of all the things that we want to see, do, and eat while we are there. And I'm ready for our 60-day dining window. That way, when it rolls around, I'm all set to be able to make those selections and just add in the times to the wish list here, itinerary, as I make the dining reservations, just add in that information. So that is gonna do it though for today's video. I hope you found it extremely helpful. Thank you again to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. If you are looking for more information about them or their website, I will have it linked again in the description box below. If you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up button down below, as well as the red subscribe button. Tap it, smash it, whatever flavor of hitting that little button is. And I would love to have you in my Disney internet fam. But I will see you guys right back here next time in another video. Bye, you guys.